Hello, my name is Brittany Carter, and I am going to provide an overview that I believe is the most interesting section of this course. What I thought was the most interesting was the Barracu and Enlightenment section of this course. My favorites were the Palace of Versailles, the men that created true masterpieces of music, Vivaldi and Bach, as well as Schism. These are the three I found to be the most intriguing. To begin, I am going to give a little bit of history about the Palace of Versailles and what I thought was the most interesting. The Palace of Versailles was known for its French, Baroque, and contemporary architecture. This particular palace is located in Europe and was built in 1629 by King Louis XIII. He wanted this to be built as a hunting lodge, yet later on, the lodge was turned into a stone and brick chateau. In 1666, this was known as the largest chateau in Europe. However, in 1789, the French Revolution forced the royal family to leave for Paris. What was most interesting to me is the history, architecture, and how the updates and additions went per generation throughout the palace. I could not imagine being told to leave my own place or house, let alone that you work so hard for someone just because they want to take it over. This palace tells a major story with just the art and history alone. Someday it would be nice to go and visit it just to see and look at the history. You just do not see that in our buildings today. Next, I am going to discuss the two men that set the foundation for something called classical instrumental music in this period. Vivaldi and Bach, whom created music with instruments, is still without viral to this day, and they have received full recognition and fame, which they are now known today as true masterpiece. I believe this started the music and the genres today and created really good known music today. Next, I am going to talk about Schism, which created the Soldiers of Christ. Ignatius Loyola created the sect that would become an almost militant version of the Catholic faith. Among other things, they took a vow of poverty and were fascinated with my schism, which rumored among some historians that a secret sect within the Jesuits arose because the Pope hated that they took a vow of poverty, wishing to keep and increase the fortunes that the Catholic Church acquired. And I believe that this is interesting because today we don't really deal with this in our country, but in a lot of other countries, they have a pope and they're very silenced. And today in the United States, we don't have to deal with that. We can believe in what we want to believe in whichever faith, whether it's the Christians or the Catholics or the Baptists and whatnot. So I think that was the most interesting about that. To wrap this all up, I told you that what I thought was the most interesting in this course was the Palace of Versailles and the music that started it all, Vivaldi and Bach, as well as Schism. And that's it.